Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. For those that don't know me, my name's Ginny McGee, and I'm an instructional designer in the e-learning division at Camden County College. And today we are going to be talking about the new rich content editor in Canvas. This is the third part of our Tech Week series. We're going to start just kind of saying briefly what the rich content editor is. If you've used Canvas in the past, which most of you have, you will be familiar with the rich content editor, or at least most of the tools that are part of the rich content editor. We're going to look at the changes, so what's different, and the functionality is very similar. So it basically has all of the same features and a few additional ones, but it looks pretty different. So that's why I want to make sure that I go over all of it. And the rich content editor is going to be changing at the end of December. So they're making the change official. Canvas is rolling out the new rich content editor as the only option at the beginning of January. So we're going to wait until after the end of this semester so that we're not interrupting midstream. So once the fall 2020 semester is complete, we will go ahead and make that switch. So that we'll be starting the new semester with the new rich content editor. And I'm going to show you also how to turn on the rich content editor in your current courses, or the new rich content editor in your new courses if you would like to. So you do have the option right now to go ahead and turn it on if you want to play with it and kind of get familiar with it before it becomes the only option. And then there will be time for questions at the end. If you have a question that you think of during the presentation, feel free to ask that. You will use the chat area. It says chat/question or something like that on your side, and you can use that to type in any questions that you have. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. So real quickly, just what the rich content editor is. Basically, it's a media and informational tool, and it is used all throughout Canvas. So the RCE is used to create a page. It's in assignments, quizzes, discussions, announcements, and the syllabus tool in Canvas. So you will see the same set of tools all throughout all the different areas of Canvas. And again, it is going to be changing in late December over to the new RCE. So quickly, I just kind of want to show you, I'm calling this the old rich content editor. It really is the current one that is in there for another month and a half. So this should look familiar to you if you've used Canvas before. And again, the functionality is very similar, but you will see that it does not look like this anymore when we take a look at the new rich content editor. So we've got all the same tools. The biggest thing you'll notice is that this content selector over here on the right-hand side is not over here anymore. And I will show you how to get to that in the new rich content editor. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of this PowerPoint, and I'm just going to pull up Canvas so that I can show you exactly what this is going to look like. So the first thing I want to do is show you how to turn on the rich content editor in a course if you would like to. So if you want to go ahead and start playing around with it, this will turn it on just in one of your courses. So if you wanted it on in all of them, you would have to go in each one individually and turn it on. Again, you'll see the change will be made automatically so that all of the courses have the new RCE at the end of December. If you are wanting to turn it on yourself, though, you'll need to just go to your course settings. And up here at the top, you'll see your different settings tabs, and you want to click on the feature options tab and scroll down until you see RCE enhancements. And you'll just click that toggle, and that will turn on the new rich content editor for you just in that course. So let's go ahead and take a look at the different features of the new rich content editor. And as always, I'm in a fake course here. So I'm actually going to do this in an assignment, I think. Again, you'll see this in Pages. When you create an assignment, you're going to see the same rich content editor. So I'm going to create a new assignment. And here is our new rich content editor. So it looks different, and there are some added functionalities here that we'll go over, but most of the same features that have been there from the beginning are still there. So I am going to start up here at the top. This is, of course, the same. So whether it's an assignment or a page or an announcement, whatever it is, you're going to need to give it a title. So that works the same. But down here you have something new. So this is a different toolbar than what you had in the old rich content editor. And it's a little redundant actually, because pretty much all of the things that you'll find in these different options are also down here in their own little separate icons. So we're going to I'll show you how to get to these items up here, but then when we get down here, I'll actually demonstrate how they work. So we'll start with this edit button. So this is new. You did not have in the old RCE an undo and redo button. And I really think that they've kind of tried to make this look more like a Word document or a Google Doc or something like that, because these are the types of options that you see whenever you're in that type of software. So you can, if you're typing something into the rich content editor, or you paste something or delete it by accident, you can come to the edit tab and click undo and redo, just like what you could do in a Word document. You can also copy and paste. So this is new also. Before you would have to right click or Control C, Control V, which I probably would still do, but this will allow you to select that option from the edit menu. And you can also use this to select all of the text that you have typed into your rich content editor and copy it, or whatever you delete it all, whatever you need to do with it. So another new feature here is the view feature, and I actually really like this. So you can click on view and you can turn this into full screen. So if you are typing a whole long list here of items for the students to do for the week, or directions for the assignment, you have a lot of space. Now, before you had a lot of space as well, but you had to scroll up and down to see it. There was no full screen option. So this is kind of nice that we have this option. And then if you want to go back, you can click view again and then click full screen again, and it'll take you out of full screen mode. This insert option, you basically have all of your same options that you have over here, and we will again go over what these do. But with insert, if you want to, you can also insert a link or an image or media, all of these different items from this insert option as well. So again, they're similar to what you see in a Word document. And then you've got additional formatting options that's really nice now. So you always could do bold and italic and underline, but you now could do superscripts and subscripts. So if you were typing in something that you had notations or whatever, you could put that in there. And then down here, you actually have fonts now. So in the old rich content editor, you basically had, basic type of text. I don't even think it had a name, and you didn't have the option to switch into different fonts. And you do actually have that option now. And this is where you would select the size of the font that you want it to be. So this is something that's nice, that is a definitely new feature. This also here, if you're worrying about accessibility, and this is kind of a whole different topic for another day, but you can make sure that your page is accessible to a screen reader by putting headings in front of at the top of your uh, title, at the top of your page. And if you wanted to put headings in throughout at the beginning of a new paragraph or topic, you can do that as well. And then we have our tools here. So this is new also. There's the word count feature if you needed to count how many words you have in your page. This is actually nice for students also. Keep in mind, students have this same rich content editor as well. So I wouldn't probably recommend turning on this feature in a class that has students in it. So if you've got your students in your active classes right now, maybe turn on the rich content editor in a sandbox or in a class that you create yourself, rather than changing all of this for them midstream. But next semester, when they have the new rich content editor, if they have to have a certain number of words in their response, this will make it a lot easier for them to see if they've got enough words for your expectations. And then here we've got our apps. So I'll get to that a little bit more when we go over the different icons down toward the bottom. But this is our internal apps that are built in, and YouTube and Office are two that we had already there for you in the old rich content editor. And so I will show you how you can access those as well. And then if you wanted to put a table in, this is pretty similar to the way it worked before. This is how you can create a table. So let's go ahead and move on down to this row. And again, I don't mind the way they have it set up, I guess. Maybe it's they did it kind of two ways so that if someone is more used to the format of these different menus and selecting items this way, they can do that. Or if they would rather click on the icon the way that the old rich content editor worked, you have that as well. But this really, all of this down here is pretty much redundant. It's all also found up here in these different menus. But again, you can change your font size, you can change your the way this line is. Right now it's just in a regular paragraph font, but if I needed to make something a heading, I could do that. You got your text formatting tools here. This is nice, text color, that's something new. And of course you want to make sure that if you are using a text color that you've got enough contrast so that students can read your text. So you wouldn't want to have your, white or a very pale blue on a white background. This would be your highlighting. And then you've got your subscript here as well, just like you have up here in the format. So let's look at the different tools here. And this link of chain will look familiar. This was an option to insert a link, but it is a little different now. So if I click on this little menu, I can choose between external links or course links. External links would, of course, be a URL that you are going to enter that you would like your students to visit to an external website. So let's look at this first. Let's say that I have my students, I want them to visit this Battles of Lexington and Concord site and read an article. Just like before, I would come up to the top and I would copy the text up at the top. And then I would come over back into my Canvas page, and I'm going to click on my little link and I'm going to click external links. So the way that this worked before is you would type your text into the rich content editor, highlight it, and then click a link button. And that's how it would turn it into a link. This is a little different. I kind of like this though, because it kind of reminds you that you need to provide some friendly text here. So I could put my my friendly text in here, and then put my link right here, and then click done. And it's going to put my text and make it a hyperlink. And again, the reason that you want to do that rather than just pasting the URL right into this text field is because we want to be aware of students that may be using assistive technology like a screen reader. You don't want them to have to sit there and listen to the screen reader read them this whole long URL. You want them to be able to just know that this is what that link is going to take them to, the site about the battles of Lexington and Concord. So that's a little different. The other thing that is very different is when you click on this links button, if you click course links, that's what brings up that content selector. So the content selector in the old rich content editor was always over here on the right side. It stayed there the whole time. Now you have to bring it up. So this has always been something that I really like about the about Pages or the rich content editor, is that you can link the rich content editor to anywhere else in the course. So let's say that I, as part of my assignment, I want my students to review an assignment that they did before, or to review a discussion, or anywhere else in the course, another page that I created. I can always come and click on this course links, come over here on the right, and I can select another assignment from here. I could select a quiz. I could send them to a certain module to review something. I could use this page as a way to direct students to where they need to go in the course. Looks like things are loading a little bit slowly here today. Get back to my assignments. So this is taking a little while to load, but once it does, you'll have a list of all of the different places or links or assignments, whatever it is you're looking for in your course, and you can just click on it and it will take you right to that item. Let me see if it'll work for this one over here. Do course links, assignments. There we go. So if I click on one of these items here, it'll put a link to that right there in my page or assignment, whatever I'm using the rich content editor for. So you do that by clicking on the little links button and clicking the course links. And from here, I could link to any other place in the whole course that I needed to. So I do see that I have a question, so I'm going to pause for just a second. So it says, can I upload my assignment as a PDF file? So you can absolutely put a PDF file into the rich content editor as part of the assignment. So the students aren't going to be able to edit that PDF within Canvas and turn it back in, but you could absolutely include that as your directions or as a resource that you want to include as part of your assignment or page or whatever it might be. And we'll actually get to that in just a minute. I want to go ahead and finish with these other items kind of in order, but I'll show you in just a few minutes how to insert a file as part of the rich content editor screen here. So the next thing I want to look at is images. And this is actually something that I really like about this. So the way it was set up before was very confusing. I don't need to go over it, explain why it was confusing, but it was hard for people to figure out how to upload an image from their computer. So from here, upload image is your first option. So I can, again, click on my little picture icon, click upload image, and then I can just click upload image here, and it will pull up my computer, and I can just pick whatever image I need, and it will put it right in the page for me. And I'll just find a picture. I've got all kinds. Oh, here's our agenda picture from earlier. And I can click submit, and it's going to put that right into the page for me, or assignment, or whatever it is. To delete something like this, I just put my cursor to the right and click backspace, and it will delete it for me. You'll also notice, by the way, I forgot to mention that after you make something a link, you can click this link options, and if you needed to edit the link, if I wanted to change the title of it or change where it is taking the students, I can do that in this link options area. So that's how you upload an image from your computer into your page. If I wanted to upload or insert an image that is already stored in my course files, I can click on course images, and that's going to pull up any images that I have as part of my course files. I can just click, and it will stick that right into my rich content editor. And then the third option would be if you wanted to upload an image from your user images. These are images that you have uploaded, so like your profile picture, other items that you just have that aren't associated with a course, but that you've uploaded into your My Files area in your account. By the way, if you do save an image, I always recommend saving it not into the user files, but into the course files, because you have a lot more room in your course files to store things than you do in your My Files. My Files is really kind of meant for things like your profile picture, pictures that you put into your bio, that type of stuff. If you have images that go with the course, I recommend always storing them in course files because there's a lot more room in there. So those are the options for uploading an image. This is our media option. So this is if you're wanting to record or upload media. So if you click the upload or record media button, this is going to allow you to use your webcam to record yourself talking, and you'll be able to insert that directly. It will insert it directly into your page. You also, if you already have media, you have a video file already uploaded into your course files, just like with the images, you can access that by clicking Course Media. And you'll have a list of any recordings that you have in your course or any media files in your course. And then again, the same thing, you probably won't have user media videos that are stored in your My Files, but if you did, you could select them from there as well. So this next option is what was being asked about earlier. So if you wanted to upload a document that you wanted to have your students be able to access as part of an assignment or a part of a page, you can do that by clicking here on this documents folder, and you can upload a document. So let's say this is a PDF that you're wanting to upload that you have not already stored in your course file. So you're uploading it from your computer. You can click upload document. And then again, you're going to click so that you can find your files. And let's see, we'll just find something here. There's so many different items. So I will just pull up a syllabus here. We'll put this in, click submit, and it puts that file as a clickable link. When they click on it, it's going to download onto their computer. The other options that you have would be if you already have that file stored on in your course, you can click course documents, and it will pull up all of the documents that you already have in your course. So if I wanted to just click on something there, I can move that down a little bit. I can link to a file that already exists in my course or in my files, which is the user documents as well. So if anyone has any questions about anything so far, I'll just pause there for a second. By the way, just with all the other videos, webinars that we have, this will be stored in the Canvas Faculty Hub. And so you can always come back and review it if you need to. And I will also make a tutorial video that's probably a little bit shorter that I can put into the Canvas Faculty Hub as well. All right, so the next item I want to click on here is the external tools. So when you first enable your new rich content editor, you're going to see you're not going to see a little arrow for a drop down menu. You'll just see this icon and you can click on it and it will take you to a view where you can see all of the different options that are in here. Now, you can also do a search if you want to see if you can find an app. You can look at Commons favorites. So these are things that you can share to Canvas Commons. But this is going to be any of the apps that are already enabled for you in your course. So we've got already YouTube, Vimeo, Office 365, Khan Academy. All of those are available for you. If you want to add one to your short list, you can just find it here and just double click it. And what will happen when you do that is it's going to pull up the app, but it also is going to put it in your short list here. So if you click on your drop down menu, you can see any of the items that you've chosen to put in your short list of favorite apps that you use a lot. This next item here, this is really probably should be over on this side because it has more to do with word processing, but this would be how you can align your text in a certain line, or you could align all of it that way if you wanted to, and change it from left alignment to center or right. And then this option here will allow you to do bullets. So if you needed to do numbers, bullets, a list of some kind. And then this will allow you to increase your indent. This option here, oops, sorry, let me get out of link options. This option here is going to underline your text for you. This is your table, again, just like you have insert over or table over here. If you use equations, this is your equations tool. And as you can see, you've got a lot of different options here. I don't know what 98% of these mean. And of course, again, your students have all of these same tools when they go to create an assignment or a response to an assignment if you've had them submit it via a text entry box. They also will have these same tools if they're participating in a discussion. So this is all available to them as well. And then finally, this is maybe the one change that I don't like so much. So before you had your little video tool, and you could put a YouTube video and embed it right in your page. You can still do that now, but it works a little differently. So if you click on this little, looks like a cloud option here, you have to get the embed code in order to be able to embed the video right into your page or your assignment or whatever it is. So just to give you an example, if you go to YouTube, if you have a certain YouTube video that you want to use, or maybe you recorded yourself or a Zoom meeting that you had that you now uploaded to YouTube that you want to share with your students. I'm just going to randomly pick one of our videos that we've made. So if you click on the video here, you used to just be able to come up to the top and get the URL and put that in, and that would embed it. Now you actually do need to get the embed code. So to get an embed code for YouTube, you need to click this share button and click embed, and that's going to give you this embed code, which is very long. You can just click copy and then go back into your rich content editor and click paste and click submit, and that will put that video embed that right into your rich content editor. It used to be a little easier. You did have just a little icon you could click on and you could just paste the URL in, and if the URL took you to a video, it would just embed it for you. That's the only thing that I think this has not improved on, but it's not a big thing because you can pretty much always find an embed code for your videos, whether it's being hosted in YouTube or Vimeo or wherever else it is. One other quick thing that I want to point out down here, this is your accessibility checker. So if you want to make sure that your rich content editor page is accessible to students with disabilities, you can click on that. This does not have any accessibility issues detected. So it's going to look for things like a font that is too small, a URL pasted instead of the friendly text. It will look for contrast, making sure there's enough contrast in your colors that you've used for your text, and so on. And then finally, you can also expand the whole screen, expand the view from here as well by clicking on that diagonal arrow. So as you can see, if you're at all familiar with the current rich content editor, then this is similar. If you're not familiar with it, then you don't have to worry about the old rich content editor because you'll just start fresh with this and you won't know any different from how it used to be. So, but once you've experimented with it a little bit, I do think it is pretty intuitive, and it does make things easy to find if you're looking to use a certain type of media, or if you're just using it as a word processor, it has a lot more options as well. So that is what I have for you today about the rich content editor, the new rich content editor. If you have any questions for me, go ahead and type those into the chat question area, and I'll be happy to answer that for you. If not, I want to say thanks so much for joining me this afternoon. I will be putting in an announcement. There are some free, next week is National Distance Learning Week, and so there are actually a lot of free webinars that are being offered by like the U.S. Distance Learning Association. So I'll be putting some links to different webinars that may be of interest in an announcement so that everyone can see that. So we will not be giving these webinars next week because there's so many great ones being offered by others, but we will be back the following week and we'll start our series on building a quality online course. So if you don't have any questions, you're free to go and have a great afternoon. If you do, I will hang out for another couple minutes just in case. All right, thank you, Rich. Have a great afternoon. All right, thank you, Daima. It's really good to see you in here, and I'm sure as soon as you get your account and everything, I'll be able to add you to the Canvas Faculty Hub.